So I'm doing another Floyd Mayweather video, and this one's going to be funny as well. And this is just for those Sugar Ray Robinson fans to try and defend their fighter. Fantasy matchup: Floyd Mayweather versus Sugar Ray Robinson. And this channel is Outside the Ropes, LDBC. And Outside the Ropes, talking boxing talk, he says why Mayweather should never even be compared with Sugar Ray Robinson. And he goes on a rant about Sugar Ray Robinson's legacy and how Floyd looks worse because he said he was better than Sugar Ray Robinson. He goes on about the perceptions of Sugar Ray Robinson, etc., 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 etc. You can go ahead and check out the video. Most of the etc. is all flippant. Now let me show you why I believe Floyd Mayweather would beat Sugar Ray Robinson, and not only that, at welterweight, but also he's a better boxer than him. For those of you who don't know, Sugar Ray Robinson had, I believe it is 194 fights. Okay, so he had a lot of fights. They say 201. Okay, but here's the thing. What a lot of people don't know, yes, he had a lot of fights. Whoopie dang. Is he fought the same fighter multiple times? 2, that he was beaten, particularly at least once in his career. It's actually more than once, but anyway. He was beaten by a boxer named Randolph Turpin. Okay? When he was at middleweight. So that's a middleweight fight. But the thing about it is Randolph Turpin, he always gave him the fits, was a English boxer who wasn't the greatest boxer in the world, but he was a boxer. A guy who was slick. Used the Philly shell, etc. He beat him when he went down to England, and then he was beating him until he came, as you can see here. He was beating him until he got the knockout stoppage on Turpin. Turpin gave him the fits. Turpin wasn't the greatest boxer of all time. The other thing is, people argue, oh, Sugar Ray Robinson would catch up with Floyd and knock him out, okay? But he's never did that to a less than skilled fighter than Floyd, and less defensively minded fighter in Kid Gavilan. Kid Gavilan, who fought him at welterweight, never got stopped by him. I think Gavilan faced him twice. Never was stopped by Sugar Ray Robinson. That's because he's slick. Now, I just used those 2 examples. There's many others, but I'm just going to use those 2 examples. Sugar Ray Robinson was taller than Floyd, but he had about the same reach as Floyd did. Now, why that's important is because there's another factor that you have to include in that equation. And that factor has to do with Floyd has met a style, though crude, not as elaborate as Sugar Ray Robinson, but as Sugar Ray Robinson in Shane Mosley, Sugar Shane Mosley. While Mosley did catch Floyd with a punch, Floyd rebounded from that and went on to comprehensively beat Mosley every single round. Now, just in case you don't know, Mosley has dimensions something like Sugar Ray Robinson. Not as tall as him, but again, similar reach, as you will see in a minute. Now, why this is important is because you have to understand that Sugar Shane Mosley, 71-inch reach, and 5'8.5", a little taller than Floyd. The important thing is Mosley patterned his life and style after Sugar Ray Robinson. Sugar Ray Robinson was his idol, hence Sugar in front of his name. Now, why this is important is because there's another thing you need to know. Charlie Burley was once offered a fight with Sugar Ray Robinson. When the name was mentioned, Sugar Ray Robinson's manager turned it down, saying that's not a good fight matchup for Sugar Ray Robinson. Charlie Burley, if you ever watch footage of Charlie Burley, you would notice that Charlie Burley has a style very similar to Floyd Mayweather. A very elaborate style and very proper defensive style. Burley's never been stopped in his career. Some matches went against him. He was known as part of the murderer's row. Now, why this is important for people to understand is because Sugar Ray Robinson was hailed as this great pound-for-pound boxer, but he was beaten by, or had difficulty with, or avoided fighters like Floyd Mayweather, with Floyd Mayweather's style. So I believe that in a fantasy matchup with Floyd Mayweather, Mayweather would beat Sugar Ray Robinson. Now, there was some other information which came from Floyd Mayweather Sr. Floyd Mayweather Sr. observed that while Sugar Ray Robinson threw a number of hooks, and he threw a lot of hooks to the body, and he really tripled up and doubled up on his hooks, and he had mad power. The problem with Sugar Ray Robinson was that he threw those punches wide, and he believed that Floyd would avoid those punches. The other thing he realized about Sugar Ray Robinson was easily hit. His defense was not as sound as Floyd Mayweather. Though he boxed off the jab, he got hit to the body way too easily, and sometimes hit to the head. For those reasons, Floyd Mayweather Sr. believes that Floyd Mayweather would beat Sugar Ray Robinson. The other thing that a lot of people talk about is back in the days with Sugar Ray Robinson, it was 15 rounders. Well, what people don't realize is Sugar Ray Robinson fought mostly 10 rounders in his career. If you look, you will see mostly 10s. In fact, the majority of fights he had in his career, unless they were championship fights, were 10-rounder fights. So what people don't know is Sugar Ray Robinson didn't really fight as many rounds as he's given credit for. The other thing is most of his fights were short, because the level of competition Sugar Ray Robinson faced was not always the highest quality. In fact, some of those opponents that Sugar Ray Robinson fought, if Floyd were to do that in his career between championship matches or between him moving up in weight classes, he would have been berated for doing so. Floyd fought the best at a certain point and never turned back once he became world champion. Now, there's one last thing I want to point out to people who don't realize. Floyd Mayweather Jr. is an interesting character on many levels. And one of the things about Floyd Mayweather Jr. and why he considers himself TBE is that for all the talk that people talk about, Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Sugar Ray Robinson have the same KO percentage of 54%. Yes, Sugar Ray Robinson fought more rounds, faced more fighters, but they actually have the same kind of knockout percentage. And while people think that Sugar Ray Robinson was a brutal knockout artist, to people who had good enough defense, and Floyd's defense is obviously superior to Sugar Ray Robinson, he did not get the knockout on. And that's the key to everything. That when you're talking about Floyd Mayweather Jr., his defense was superior to most boxers that he associated himself with, or you compare him to. He had superior defense. The only guy that may have had something comparable to Floyd's defense is Pernell Whitaker, Charlie Burley, guys like the Body Snatcher. Those guys had pretty good defense. James Toney to some degree. So when you talk about Floyd Mayweather Jr., he not only has superior defense to almost everyone that he may have faced in his career, but also in people from eras before him. But in addition to that, he also had smarts, and he also had a varied offense. That's one of the things that makes Floyd Mayweather so dangerous. The fact that he's not as predictable with his offense as you may think. And the other thing that's interesting about him is that he has other tools and assets like feinting, which he uses and incorporates in his offense and defense. Not to mention his footwork is on point. Floyd doesn't fight by bouncing around the ring like a typical stick and move fighter. No, he actually uses a system of pivots, a system of feints. And so because of this, Floyd is a very difficult fighter for anyone in any era to ever face and beat. It's just what it is. So when people mention, again, like this guy did, about Sugar Ray Robinson and that Floyd shouldn't be compared to him, that's a laughable claim. And for all you Sugar Ray Robinson fans who say worship Sugar Ray Robinson, you should know by now boxing as a sport has evolved. And Sugar Ray Robinson is more or less basic compared to the modern boxers of today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave your comments in the comment section below. I would love to hear the reply to the Sugar Ray Robinson fans. Notice I presented information in the form of facts. I don't come with conjecture or public sentiment. No, I come with facts. You guys have a good one.